What's going on, everybody? This is ODC, that's me, and I'm back with another action figure review. This is my review of the SDCC 2015 box set exclusive Marvel's Ant-Man box set. I'm just going to go with Marvel's Ant-Man because technically there is a Marvel Universe figure in here. There's two of them, actually, and there's also a Marvel Legends in here, so I'll just go with Marvel's Ant-Man box set. But this is a really cool box set. This is the final box set I was looking for. I got the Book of Ashanti, and now I wanted this. And as far as the Stormtrooper is concerned, I'll wait for regular release for that. But this is the only really exclusive. I got this off Hasbro Toy Shop on the sale on the 28th of July, and didn't really have that much of a problem. There was maybe a 5-minute grace period where I was getting nothing on the website. The website was just like broken, basically, and then I finally got through thanks to my friend Olivia Automatica. She sent me a separate link, and I got right in and I got my set, and I was worried that it was going to sell out, and it actually didn't sell out for a couple days. So I believe it didn't sell out until, was it last Thursday? So it worked out either way. I'm just happy I got the set. Cool. I actually I had to back up my camera here because I'm so far away. So if it sounds like I'm far away, I'm sorry, but I gotta like step over because this is a large package. You open it up and you see the figures in the packaging here. It's a nice window box display, and you have two smaller figures down here. You have a really small Hank Pym, and then you have a Scott Lang right here. And you have another Hank Pym right here with an alternate head with a lab coat, and then you have your Goliath right here, and then you have your Giant Man. So it's pretty cool. And then moving this over to the side, there's a little bit of a read-up right here. There's in 4 different languages, this top one being English, and then I'm not sure what these other ones are, but they are in different languages. And it says Marvel's Ant-Man up top. So that looks pretty cool. And then flipping it around to the back, you have the the view of the figures in the set, and it just says Marvel's Ant-Man, and then you have these adjustable antennae right here. So if you want to have the antennae down, you can do that as well. But let's not waste any time. I'm going to be reviewing all the figures in this box set just to kind of hammer them all out at once. So it's probably going to be around a 15-minute review. So bear with me. I'm going to pause this. We'll get them all out of packaging and we'll take a closer look at them. Okay, and we're back. And I figured we'll just go smallest to largest, kind of like a growing review. Ant-Man growing tree review. Here is, I'm assuming this is supposed to be Hank Pym right here in his smallest form. Now this is probably, oh boy, I mean, here's Scott Lang. So he's probably like HO gauge. If you know what I'm talking about, HO gauge, that's if you ever owned a train set, this is probably like HO gauge Hank Pym. So it looks pretty cool. I mean, you could definitely see that there's some sculpting in on his Pym particle belt. Also on the helmet as well, there's some sculpting, and even the design on his chest is sculpted in too. I think it looks pretty good for such a small figure. They did some pretty good job sculpting him. So that definitely looks really cool. So there's that. There's Hank Pym. Okay, not going to spend too much time on that. And then we have Scott Lang here, and I believe this is supposed to be Scott Lang. Very odd choice for the helmet. There's no eye sockets. I'm not sure. I don't ever remember Hank having a full-on Red Hood mask. It looks kind of like Red Hood, but silver. Maybe you could let me know in the comments below if he did look like this. I don't remember the helmet, though. As far as the costume, it looks pretty good. It is sculpted in. These actual lines are sculpted in. Pretty much all throughout his body. Everything's pretty much sculpted on him. They did a pretty good job on this figure, I do have to say. It's a really nice touch that we get different sizes in this pack, too. But looks really good. So we'll just set him down over here. And then next we have our Hank Pym in his lab coat, which is a Marvel Universe figure, which is 3 3/4 inches, and looks pretty good. It's nice that he came with an alternate head. It's basically a redo of the Marvel Universe what you call it, Ant-Man, Hank Pym Ant-Man. It's basically a re-release of that, but with I believe a G.I. Joe lab coat. and he's got lab coat arms. That's the only real big difference between the two. He does have an alternate head. You can just pop this off. Comes off really easy, and then you just pop the Ant-Man head on. And of course now the Ant-Man head doesn't want to go on. Okay, I'm going to pause this and pop it back on. Okay, so I had to use a little bit of force there, and it's actually really tight jointed on this head. So, but that's what he looks like with the mask on with the lab coat. I don't know. I'm probably just gonna go with the regular head, to be honest with you. I just think it makes a little bit more sense for him. And I believe this. I'm not sure if this head was ever reused, to be honest with you. I don't believe it was. I would say my major gripe with this figure is probably the coat is a little bit too big for this body. It doesn't really want to fit. It kind of, there's like this big gaping hole right here, which is kind of a, I don't know. They could have done a better job kind of sealing this hole up a little bit better. I think it's a little bit too large. But it does jiggle on his body a little bit. But I think it looks pretty cool. You can open this up, and if you do want to take this coat off, you can. Sorry, I'm way off frame. If you do want to take this coat off, you can. Not a big deal there. As far as his articulation goes, his head does move side to side, and he can look up about that far, and he can look down. It does do a full 360 rotation. He does he have a little bit of a head tilt? No. No job turkeys either. We got no job turkeys up in here. Gobble, gobble. His arms go up about that far. They do full 360 rotation. Bicep swivel, single bend at the elbow. He does have a wrist swivel. He does have this diaphragm joint, which does swivel. And it does kind of pivot side to side a little bit. It does crunch forward, I'd say a little bit. Not so much, no, it goes back a little bit too. But it's kind of hindered by the lab coat here. He does do the splits about that far. Hold on, let me fix this. There we go. Does do the splits about that far, and his legs go forward. And they go back. He does have an upper thigh swivel, double jointed knee. He does have an ankle hinge, which is there. Very limited though. Very limited in the ankle hinge. That's about it. And he does have the ankle swivel, no ankle pivot. So this is kind of like the more limited Marvel Universe figure. He doesn't have the ankle pivot or anything like that, so that's a shame. But guess I gotta cut costs somewhere. I hate it when toy companies say cutting costs. Like it's expensive. Plastic is cheap. Come on, let's be serious here. Anyway, that's a different argument for a different time. I think for the most part he looks pretty cool. This is definitely not the reason why I bought this set, to be honest with you. So I don't know. I wouldn't go out of your way. I've seen people on eBay selling this guy for like $30 or $24. I don't think it's worth that. So moving on, now we have the Marvel Legends Goliath figure, and ever since this figure was shown going to be released, the Marvel Universe 12-inch Goliath figure has gone through the roof in price. So thanks a lot, Hasbro. Jerks. For the most part, he's got some spotty paint issues. I would say he's not the best. It seems like whenever a Bucky Cap Marvel Legends figures in a box set, it seems like the paint gets real shoddy. But it's your basic Bucky Cap body mold. I'm not going to go through articulation. We all know what Bucky Cap body mold has to offer at this point. I'm just going to talk about the figure. That's what I really want to talk about here. He doesn't have any issues. He's really tight jointed. I don't have any problems with that. The head isn't really loose, but the paint could be better. There's some bleeding through here on his arm, right here. There's some bleeding through on his chest right here where these like veins are. There's some bleeding through on the other arm as well, right in there. I'm not making this shit up, I promise. I just feel like the lines could be a little bit better. You can see some blue coming through on the yellow on the leg. Maybe it's not coming up on camera, but it is there, I promise you. Some bleeding through over there. Mostly, I think it's much worse on the back. There's like a big dot there. There's another dot there. There's a big defect right there. I know you guys are probably sitting there going, oh God, here he goes again. He's nitpicking. It's my job to show you guys, well, it's not really my job, it's my hobby to show you guys that there are some defects with these exclusives. So for the most part, I'm pretty happy with the figure. He's simplistic in his design. He's just pretty much, the only sculpting that's going on that's new is the head and the belt. So, and the belt is a separate piece of plastic, and you can kind of manipulate it and move it up or down if you want to. So it's nice and level now. There you go. So I don't know. I still think it looks pretty. He looks pretty cool, but he's just, he's nothing to shit your pants about. So. There's also some bleeding through here, coming through the yellow on each of the forearms. It's not so noticeable. When you really get in there and look, you can definitely tell, especially right here. You can tell in there. The glare of the light is like really killing the effect, so I can show you guys. But for the most part, I think he looks pretty cool, so I'll just set him off to the side here. And then we'll get to the Giant Man. Okay. So here we go. We have our modern Giant Man, and I'm gonna have to do this. There we go. So there we go. He is based on the Marvel Legends Icons Cyclops figure, and the main reason why you can tell that, and if you haven't seen other reviews, and I'll point this out, if you move the belt up, now this is seriously lazy on Hasbro's. On Hasbro's part. I mean, come on, you could have at least resculpted this, or I just find this to be unacceptable for a exclusive, to just basically reuse the entire Cyclops body and just repaint it. I get, this is a good body to use it, to base it off of, but at least, give us a new belt and have it sculpted onto the mold. All it is a little bit of retooling can go a long way. As far as his articulation goes, his head does move up about that far. That's about it. It does look down nicely, though. It can do a full 360. We got some jive turkeys up in here a little bit. And then we got, his arms go up about that far. They do go down. Full 360 rotation. Nice ratcheting effect. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow. He does have a wrist swivel and a wrist hinge. He does have an ab crunch, goes forward and does go back about that far. Waist swivel. He does have wide jointed hips, which is upsetting. So you gotta get the leg go forward and then twist it, and then you gotta move the ball joint again. Upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees. He does have the ankle swivel, which is awful. And then he does have the ankle hinge, which is okay. He does stand fine. I'm really trying to he is really tight jointed. So when you get yours out of package, you might want to loosen him up a little bit. Maybe use a little bit of hot water on him. But I think for the most part, he looks pretty good. I would not pay over $100 for this set. I just don't think it's worth it. Let me just try and get everyone in the shot here. I'm trying really hard to get everyone in here. I'll just get these three in. I don't know. I just don't see it being worth over $100 like some people are selling it for. I just don't think it's worth it. I would say the $64.99 it's worth it for the pack. Another note I wanted to point out is that I've seen a lot of reviews of people are like, oh, you might as well just throw the packaging out after, because you're just going to destroy it trying to open it. No, there's two little tabs on the bottom of the box, and all you have to do is slice the tape off the bottom, and you can slide the whole packaging right out after you remove the two tabs, and then you can remove it back in. So no problem there. You don't have to destroy your packaging if you want to put these guys back in packaging and have them displayed nicely and keep the packaging. It's pretty unique packaging too. So if you want to save the packaging, you can. No big loss there. You can like mine's in perfect shape. I can put it right back in if I want to. That's another nice little plus. Sometimes I like to take my figures out and then repackage them. But for the most part, I think this is worth the $64.99. Not worth $120. Not even worth anything over $100. Not even worth $100, to be honest with you. I think the price tag was the price tag for a reason. Why they sold these things at $64.99. And yeah, that's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.